York this morning about 9:30. Got to New York this morning about 9:30. When I left Avalon, I couldn't hardly keep from crying. Avalon, my hometown, always on my mind. Avalon, my hometown, always on my mind. Pretty mama want me to stay there all the time. Avalon, a small town, got no great big range. Avalon, a small town, got no big range. All the women in Avalon, they sure can't spend your change. New York's a good town, but it's not for mine. New York a good town, but not for mine. I'm going back to Avalon, see my pretty mama all the time. Yes, Mississippi John Hurt, Avalon Blues. He was from Avalon. He was rediscovered in Avalon. Somebody thought, oh, Avalon, there's a couple of Avalons down south, and they hadn't found him in one. And then they looked in the other. They walked into a grocery store and said, you know Mississippi John Hurt? And the guy pointed behind him at somebody who was passing on the sidewalk and said, there he goes now. And so in the 60s, John Hurt got to play for a lot of people. And he hadn't had any hits since 29. And then in the 60s, he had some really good selling albums, and he was just great. He was in shape, good as ever, wonderful. He went to the Newport Folk Festival. He wouldn't go swimming because he was afraid of the whales. Anyway, there's many great John Hurt stories in Dave Van Ronk's autobiography. He's got some great ones.
Well, hello there. 123. That's a lot of shows. And it shows. Here we are in our large new studio. Of course, it's getting less new every time we're here. But as you can see, it's a big room. And I'm sitting here at the conference table conferring with you. Thank you for watching, my audience. Well, of course, somebody's switching it off already. They're saying, oh, this guy again. But Others of you are saying, oh, good, it's this guy again. And we will play you some fine music, like this.
I was riding number 9, heading south for Caroline. I heard that long some whistle blow. Got in trouble, had to roam. Left my girl, left my home. I heard that long some whistle blow. Just a kid acting smart. I went and broke my darling's heart. I guess I was too young to know. They took me off the Georgia main, tied me to a ball and chain. I heard that long some whistle blow. Sit and cry when that evening train goes by. I heard that loud some whistle blow. All it locked up in the cell till my body's just a shell, and my hair turns whiter than snow. I'll see that gal of mine. I'm in Georgia too in time. I heard that long some whistle blow. I heard that long some whistle blow.
Well, I hope you liked that one. That's one heck of a song. During this show, I'll be answering many questions which people have asked about the show. It's very interesting looking at the camera because then I can't look at the monitor to see what I look like. So when I see what I look like, I'm not looking at you. I'm not trying to ignore you. I'm just checking. Many questions we have had. One of the questions is, how many shows are you going to do of just sitting there recuperating from your sprained ankle? Well, this is either number show 3 or number 4. I cannot remember which, and neither can the engineer. But I have a sneaking suspicion. I have a sneaky suspicion that this is 3 rather than 4. And if it is 4, that just shows how much I know. But how long will I be doing the show? Well, with any luck, I'll be getting some help very soon. I am acquiring a band. I am going to have a blues band. Yeah, I can't tell you the name yet. What can you do? Okay, moving on to question 2. Why is your hair so different over the last 2 years? Well, for one thing, I have midlife identity crisis. And for another thing, I can't afford good haircuts often enough. When I have a lot of money, I look very consistent, like all those other people you see on TV. They decide what their hair should look like, and it just looks like that. Week after week. Not because their hair doesn't grow, not because they're wearing a toupee, but because they make sure to have a good haircut. I couldn't believe, I read that Sting paid this guy $700 for a haircut because he really thought he was good. This guy was good. How good can you be? $700 for a haircut. Is that just because he's Sting? Did he get stung because he was Sting? Maybe. But in summation, my hair undergoes many changes because it keeps growing and I keep trying different things. I have had several $12 haircuts. I have been told by a trustworthy friend that I really should get $30 haircuts. They are better. They make you look better. And I'm sure you want to look as good as you can. And I would like, especially if I'm on TV, I would like to look as good as I can. On the other hand, I sort of don't want to care. So, you have seen my hair go through many, many changes. I used to keep it short, militarily short, for decades. I did that for decades, and I used to just cut it myself. It was like mowing a lawn. I mean, I'd leave it a little longer on top. You just put the other attachment on. And, you know, who cared? It was easy, ugly at times. Both of my brothers have long hair. I was the first one to have long hair, way back in the 60s. I think it was 63. They made me cut my hair so that I could appear in the graduation ceremony at my high school. That's what things were like back then. And no one ever wore jeans to high school. It was forbidden. And now for another song. And anyway, Abraham Lincoln was a wonderful example. And anyway, Abraham Lincoln was a wonderful example. Michael Hurley, Whiskey Willie. You better stop that drinking, Whiskey Willie, 'cause your hands are shaking and you're walking like a wreck. Your heart is breaking and you're looking like hell. You better tell that girl you let her go.
saw Whiskey Willie at the bar. He was making eyes at all the pretty maids, but they all ran away, 'cause they was all afraid that a wild man's love will bring them harm. You better stop that drinking, Whiskey Willie, 'cause your hands are shaking and you're walking like a wreck. Your heart is breaking and you're looking like hell. You better tell that girl you let her go. I saw Whiskey with his woman. She could drink more whiskey than any two men. She called him her lover and she called him her friend. She left Whiskey Willie at the bar. You better stop that drinking, Whiskey Willie, 'cause your hands are shaking and you're walking like a wreck. Your heart is breaking and you're looking like hell. You better tell that girl you let her go. Take it, Peter. I saw Whiskey Willie at the AA. He was drinking coffee, really putting it away. He said he closed the barn door, but the horses got away. I left Whiskey Willie at the AA. You better stop the drinking, Whiskey Willie, 'cause your hands are shaking and you're walking like a wreck. Your heart is breaking and you're looking like hell. You better tell that girl you let her go. You better tell that girl you let her go. Whiskey Willie.
Well, what'd you think of that? That show was done in a whole other studio. That song was sung miles from here. Not 100 miles from here. Maybe 5 miles from here. Maybe 3 miles from here. But enough of that. Now let's see. More questions. Why are you so poor? Well, I'm poor because I can't find a job. Why can't I find a job? I'm 66. I have no college degree. I have a lot of experience and skill. That doesn't matter. Especially to human resources software. When they discover, when it discovers as a screening method, which you must use if you get hundreds of applicants to one job. Okay, because we are in a recession, that does happen. Hundreds of people apply for the same job, so they stick it in the HR software, and the HR software does things like, oh, this guy's over 50, he's not a candidate. What the software thinks is that you want a 20-year-old because then he will stay in the job for 30 years. And that's better for you as an employer. What the software does not realize is that people who are 20 are just getting started, and they're going to move. They're going to change careers. They're going to go out west. They're not going to stay in a $10 an hour job. Right? Would you? Would you stay in one place for a job like that? No. You would probably indulge your need to travel, or your desire to travel, or the necessity of traveling. You might want to join someone in your family in another state, or a friend. A friend might tell you that it's terrific in Portland, Oregon, and there you go. How do you get by if you are not working? Well, luckily I am not only old, I am so old I get Social Security. Now, of course, I paid the money all the time I was working, so I don't consider it a gift. I mean, it's like a bank account or something. It's not an entitlement. It's a program by which you set money aside. If I all of a sudden started making a lot of money now, it would increase the fund from which I would then draw again when that job ended. So I was one of those people who took retirement at 62 because I had to. And I spent years looking for work. I sent out hundreds of resumes. No, it was a good resume. No, I was persistent. No, I have many skills and a lot of experience. That doesn't matter. In a recession, you can be really good and not find a job. I'm astounded at the people who spent $100,000 to go to college and are in the same boat with me. I was too restless for college. Didn't even make it through a year. However, many people assume I have been to college because I'm smart. It ain't college. It ain't college that does it. Lincoln didn't go to college. He didn't go to much school. I mean, he studied law, and you could do that without going to college. Anyway. Yes. Do I wish I had gone to college? No, I wish I had gone to the Merchant Marine. You have said that it is miraculous that you have the opportunity to do a TV show even though you are penniless. How do you do that? Well, it's because of the wonderful public access TV system. What's important is having friends and family. What's not important is what they tell you on TV, radio, and the media, and all that stuff. They try and keep your head whirling so that you don't trust your neighbor. You trust the people on TV. Do not walk down the street. Do not cross the street in front of moving cars while texting. Do not drive while texting. Thank you so much for watching. If you have just tuned in, perhaps you can see this show some other time. They play it again and again.
Okay, we're going to do Silvio from what's widely considered to be Bob Dylan's worst album, 1988, except for this song. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Stake my future on a hell of a pace. Look like tomorrow's coming down fast. I ain't complaining about what I got. I've seen better days, but who has not? Silvio, silver and gold, won't buy back a beat of the heart grown cold. Silvio, I gotta go find out something only dead man know. Clear blue sky and turn it off again. I stroke your body and relieve the pain. Sure, no whistle off an evening train. Silvio, silver and gold, fall like a beat of a heart grown cold. Silvio, I gotta go find out something only dead men know. You know I love you furthermore. And when you wanna go, there's an open door. Silvio, silver and gold, I'll back a beat of a heart grown cold. Silvio, I gotta go find out something only dead men know. Everything you gain, since every pleasure's got an edge on pain. Hey, throw your ticket and don't complain. Silvio, silver and gold, won't buy back a beat of a heart grown cold. Silvio, I gotta go find out something only dead men know. Thank you, Peter.
I hope you enjoyed that song. I enjoyed doing it last year. It has been wonderful doing show 123 for you. Need I speak of anything twice? Occasionally, I am able to edit out something that's repetitive, redundant, and drastically overstated. Again, just want to show you the list of questions I've been answering